Purpose until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. All sentient beings, limitless as space, take refuge in the glorious holy gurus, in the lineage masters, and in the kind root guru, who are the essence of the body, speech, mind, qualities, and activities of all the Tathagatas of the 10 directions and 3 times, the source of the 84,000 Dharma collections, and the sovereign of all the noble Sangha. We take refuge in the divine assemblies of the Yidam Mandalas. We take refuge in the Buddhas, the transcendent conquerors. We take refuge in the holy Dharma and all the noble Sangha, and in the host of heroes, Dakinis, and Dharma protectors, they who possess the eye of wisdom. Back to the bottom of page 7. The source of the 84,000 Dharma collections and the sovereign of the noble Sangha, we take refuge in the divine assemblies of the Yidam's mandalas. We take refuge in the Buddhas, the transcendent conquerors. We take refuge in the holy Dharma and all the noble Sangha, and in the hosts of heroes, Dakinis, and Dharma protectors, they who possess the eye of wisdom. Until the essence of enlightenment is reached, we take refuge in the Buddhas. Likewise, we take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas too. Just as how in the past the ones gone to bliss aroused the mind of bodhicitta and followed the progressive trainings of the Bodhisattvas, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. Until the essence of enlightenment is reached, we take refuge in the Buddhas. Likewise, we take refuge in the Dharma and in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas too. Just as how in the past the ones gone to bliss aroused the mind of bodhicitta and follow the progressive trainings of the Bodhisattvas, so shall I give rise to bodhicitta for the benefit of all beings and practice the stages of the Bodhisattva's path. The Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and the other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. And the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, I go for refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings. May all mothers and beings, the limitless space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment, for those who are close and distant. May all mothers, sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion towards those who are close and distant. Protector of all sentient beings without exception, divine conqueror of the relentless legions of Mara and his hordes, you who know the nature of everything without exception, just as it is, transcending conqueror, together with your retinue, please come to this place. On page 114. 37.
Onanadame Bhavai Sarva Siddhine Payata Sarva Karma Siddhame Siddham Shiriyam Puruho Ha Ha Ha Ha Ho Bhagave Sarva Bhavai Pradam Benjamane Benjabhava Maha Samaya我愿在河南阿我也能把那个万劫世界再有我跟着人给阿我。见家人们姐姐永生不瑞。为什么人也点不人让下人他乱葬的灵，那把来接将让每年下的绿大人把罗哎呀当哎呀耶，那有的当。Rồi sang từ ra bê nhiên, ra bê nhiên cho ta rừng bồi chê rừng ngồi, và sang chê chê tên cho ye ba bê bê lo tôi, có lo rừng bồi chê, lo lo rừng bồi chê, rồi mô rừng bồi chê. Hãy Baba Rinpoche, Techen Poye Bumba, Ge Baba, Ge Wamba, Learn My Karma, Ge Loma, Do Ge Mai, Nazar Mai, Techen Mai, Nye Mai Dawa. Rinpoche do chale nambayar Janze Pusala Namaya Panjar Puson Sopa Maza Wame Shinga Nambarda Bonde Nite Chen Zawada Ye Pai Ye Be Parde Lama Tambananda 夜当经过耶拉托，各桥人不见南巴僧，把我看着云阳所门所当结果，那拉不我结我同见着。顿顿耶稣所也能圣洁，老的所所也归就，所也没多少。然后人也的眼光的。三界天罗贝的普瓦呀，若该能保全的有外国。Back then, 12. 我将在我的姐姐小波动，夜色悠然不言所外也，夜晚永醉到个就所梦，当夜中的将就。天魔。
Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, compassion, rejoicing, requesting, and beseeching, I declare dedicated for the complete enlightenment of all beings.
Dorjee Chanchen Pelo Naro Tong Marva Ela Chinye Rambo Ono Rava Yarva Devamba Kaji Lama Nam Lan Amo nase nanda ge lo mo loi nase ye ye se ye wang gan sa yang dai de sol wai de war wai dong de so si jue lo ye ye Lord, Dog, Ye, No, Son, Ye, Me, Yarva, Dog, Ye, Me, Ye, Ye, Madan, Seven, Dan, Ye, Magan, Ye, Goa, Yom, Te, Mo, Ye, Dazen, Ye, Ye, Mong, Lord, One, Chin, Ye, Mong, Zin, Ye, Lord, Sendene kene nandane lone jugo loma jenye lo.
Namo to the Guru who is the utter purity of all appearance and existence. I offer all appearance and existence arisen as the primordial ground. I supplicate you, may the three realms be completely liberated. Please grant blessings to empty samsara from its depths. Lord, wish granting jewel with five omniscient wisdoms, crown ornament, kind one with loving nature, precious protector of beings, heart of all Buddhas, inexpressible by words or thought, I supplicate you from the core of my mind. Bless me from within the state of Brahmata. Bless me to realize this mind, primordially pure and unborn as the unfathomable Brahmacharya.
Lana me ba va da na nam ye den ba ya me ya me ma me ba lo ba ve ra de do de
Transcendent Father, Tathagata, Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha who has knowledge and virtue at its base, bliss gone one, knower of the world, tamer of beings, unsurpassable guide, teacher of gods and men, unequaled king of the Shakyas, touching my head to your immaculate feet, I respectfully pay homage.
Oi, Kante, Kanye, Vavoi, Gelam, Kanye, Gela, Gamba, Demarte, Mare, Gede, Nono, Joye, So, Neze, Boy, Jovai, Janzalo, Nandai Gomai Chodo Zovamo Ye Yang Zo Se Yo Lo Boy Da Pai Ye Deo So Na La Me Wo Ga Bai Jan Ye Jo Lai San Sai Lo Zhen Zai Den Bo Zhe Me Da Wei Yang Zhen Lai Da Wai Zhe Lai Jia Zai Lo De Rai Zhe Dai Si Bai Zhe Nai Zhe Ya Me Zhe Zhe Jo Lai Jia Zai Lo Mei Tai De Wa Ta Loi Jing Zhe Yin Mei Jai Jing Wai Jing Zhe Ye Yin Wang Wai Ye Yin Ye Ye Lai Yin Ye Yo Yo Ba Ye Lai Jia Zai Lo Ma Bai To Ye Ye De Ba Ta Ye Ye Bai De Bai Mo Zai Na Ye De Ya Ze Ye Ye Ye Ye Lai Jia Zai Lo Da Bai De Jai Jai Wei Ye Ye Me Zong Le Dorjee Jai Dai Dong Dai Yo Yo Wo Ye Jai Jo Lai Jiang Zai Lo Do Ne Do Re Lao Yo Do La Bai Lao Lai Ra Te Ge Ye Gai Dong Bai Yan De Ye Ye Na La Yan Ta Ta
14. When you, supreme among humans, were born, you walked 7 steps upon this great earth and said, I am supreme in this world. Homage to you who were wise at that time. With a pure and noble form endowed with all the marks of excellence, you are renowned like an ocean of wisdom or a mountain of gold, outstanding in all the 3 realms. Homage to you, Lord of supreme attainment. You are endowed with supreme marks, and your face is like a stainless moon. Homage to you with a complexion like gold. You are immaculate and the most radiant in the 3 realms. Homage to you of unequaled omniscience. supreme among humans, captain of those to be tamed, you who have severed all bonds of mental afflictions, Tathagata, with pacified senses, you are skilled at guiding others to peace. Homage to you who dwelt in Shravasti, compassionate protector, omniscient guide, foundation for oceans of merit and good qualities. Homage to you, the one thus gone, to the pure cause that is free from attachment, the virtue that liberates from the lower realms, the single, supreme, and ultimate truth. Homage to the Dharma that is peace. Free to show the path to freedom and fully honor the pure trainings. Best of fields, field of virtuous qualities. Homage to the Sangha too. Thank you. Homage to the noble, youthful Ngachö Shri, to the Tathagatas of the three times, those lions among humans who exist in as many worlds as exist in the 10 directions. To all of them, without exception, I prostrate with faithful body, speech, and mind. Through the power of this prayer for excellent conduct, may all the victorious ones appear vividly in my mind, with bodies as numerous as atoms in the universe. I respectfully bow down and pay homage to all the victorious ones. In a single atom residing amidst their bodhisattva sons, there are as many Buddhas as there are atoms in the entire world. In that same way, I imagine the entire Dharma expanse to be completely filled with victorious ones, with inexhaustible oceans of praise and oceans of melodious sounds extolling the noble qualities of the victorious ones. I praise all the Sugatas with the best of flowers, exquisite garments, music, ointments, supreme parasols, divine lights, and the finest incense. I make offerings to the victorious ones with the finest garments, sweet fragrances, and powdered incense piled high as Mount Meru. With all of it in exalted and sublime display, I make offerings to the victorious ones. I also imagine that vast and unsurpassed offerings are made to all of the victorious ones. Through the power of my faith and excellent conduct, I prostrate and offer it to all of the victorious ones. I confess whatever wrongs I have committed with my body, speech, and also mind, while being overpowered by attachment, hatred, and ignorance. I rejoice in the merit of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, the solitary Buddhas, those on the path of learning, those beyond learning, and all beings. To all of these protectors, these lights of the world in the 10 directions, who, having passed through the stages of awakening, attained Buddhahood free from attachment, I beseech you to turn the unsurpassed wheel of Dharma. To all those who intend to demonstrate nirvana, I beseech you, with palms joined together, to remain for the benefit and happiness of all beings, for as many kalpas as there are atoms in the universe. Whatever slight virtue I may have gathered from prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, requesting, and beseeching, I dedicate it to the enlightenment of all beings.
Now, this text, Buddha Shakyamunis text, page number 6. The 6? This is another 6. Other words.
Small globes. The same number.
Tam je je ma lai chan sa ro ai san je chan de ye ye ba ya jo ba yang da ba zo fe san je le ba dan ya su gen ba te wa ji ba ye den jen pa, ye wa ner wa, pa lo, la na ye wa, la da ma nam ye den pa, sa ye jo den de, wo de yen ye pa, de da ne so nam da ge, ye den pa ge we da wa na, she me za wa, le ba da ge, ra de jen pa, se nan ye de nan ye ye, de ye zang bo nan ye de ba, se nan ye me lo ye ba, yo yo ren ba ren ba, to na ren ren, de ge nu ba na na, wa ma ra wa ye ra se ye de nu ba, 多南无自我内巴，世界难解决的巴，三九三八难解呀。Pake gazo nanke yarbo, nyame le debe donje de, lowa nanke debo, ye ye bo de nebo, bo gazon ye bejabo, so na barda bo, yanye bo kweze bawe, 长眉野花观从花眉花，对吧？大个八个吧，老大个年娃马个吧，老眉吧，老老满的吧，老马嘞那把个哇，中国那嘞那把个哇，巴南东北的吧。 见见那南巴，对巴南贤的结巴，有色东瓦大雷南巴罗瓦，西瓦雷贤的罗瓦，乔瓦雷那。 夜夜用手不把内巴当巴人巴那，大大儿从为三界九年间。 ye ye la ne ba, ya ne le no ba lo me ne ba, ya no ba ye ye pa la ne ba, shen ye pa ye la, ye ba sa la yo ba ne, ne la ne sa ye yo ne ne na ye. 各界为永对永那巴南无。
Homage to the omniscient one. In this way, the Bhagavan Buddha is the Tathagata, the foe destroyer, the perfect and complete Buddha, the one who possesses awareness and the grounds, the Sugata, the knower of the world, the turner of the wheel of face beings, the unsurpassable one, the teacher of all gods and men, the Buddha, the Bhagavan. Such Tathagatas are concordant with the meritorious causes, their roots of virtues not wasted, and are wearing the beauty of patience. They are treasure grounds of the merits and are adorned with the minor marks. The flowers of the major marks have bloomed, and their activities are precise and appropriate. Nothing unpleasant upon seeing them, and they deeply admire those who devote faithfully. Their intelligence is unsurpassed, and they are indomitable in terms of their powers. They are teachers of all sentient beings, fathers of all bodhisattvas, kings of all noble beings, guides for those who travel to the city of Nirvana with unfathomable wisdom and inconceivable courage. They have absolutely pure speeches, pleasant, melodious, enchanting faces, and incomparable bodies. They are unsullied by the desire realms, absolutely unsullied by the form realms, and untouched by the formless realms. Completely free from the aggregates, free from the constituents, and with the sense fields restrained, having completely cut the knots, they are totally free from the agonies, utterly free from craving. They have crossed over the rivers, and their wisdom is absolutely perfect. They abide within the wisdom of the Bhagavan Buddhas of the past, future, and present. They do not abide in nirvana, abide at the limits of perfect reality, and sit on the stage from where they look upon all sentient beings. These are the great qualities of the Tathagata's perfect wisdom. The sublime Dharma is perfectly delivered. It is the practice of chastity. It is virtuous in the beginning, virtuous in the middle, and virtuous at the end. Perfect in meaning, perfect in words, uncorrupted, totally thorough, totally pure, and totally impeccable. It is the Vinaya Dharma, well taught by the Bhagavan Buddha. Behold, and to be seen by the wise individually on their own. It is the perfectly taught Vinaya Dharma, which paves the way for complete awakening for the renunciates. It is free from inconsistency and endowed with consistency. It is endowed with the foundation, and the perpetual path has ceased in it. The noble sanghas are those who proceed with propriety, proceed with appropriacy, proceed with conformity, and proceed with honesty. They are worthy of offering prostrations and worthy of putting the palms together. They are great beings with complete mastery of the qualities, who purify the gifts of offering completely. They are worthy of generosity by all. The qualities of Buddha are inconceivable. The sublime Dharma is likewise inconceivable. The noble Sangha is inconceivable. When one has faith in the inconceivable, its ripening is also inconceivable. May I be born in the land of complete purity. From the state of emptiness arises a wheel of protection. In the center of that is a throne that is held up by a powerful men and lions. Upon that, on a seat made of lotus, moon, and sun, is a moon syllable in golden color, which completely transforms into the teacher, Shakyaraja, who radiates golden waves like refined gold. He is ornamented with the 32 major marks and the 80 minor marks. His right hand is in the earth-touching gesture, and the left is in the gesture of equipoise. He sits with his two legs in the Vajra posture, wearing the three Dharma robes in saffron color, like the clouds at sunrise. He is as magnificent as 100,000 suns, and in the pores of his body there are the 2,000 Buddhas of the fortunate eons who appear clearly, yet are without substance. 27. To each and every one of the lions among humans who move in the three times in the worlds of 10 directions, I pay homage to them all with my body, speech, and sincere mind, by the power of their, page 21, by the power of their aspirations to engage in the perfect conducts. All conquerors are vividly present in the direct vision of my mind, with bodies as numerous in the world. I bow completely to all conquerors. On one atom are Buddhas as numerous as all atoms, each amidst a host of bodhisattvas, and I visualize that the expanse of all phenomena is completely filled with conquerors in this way. Go through an infinite ocean of praise for you, vocalized in an ocean of myriad melodies. I shall tell of the qualities of you conquerors and praise all of you sugatas, superior flowers and superior garlands, musical instruments, ointments, and grand parasols, grand oil lamps, and superior incense. I offer them to you, conquerors, splendid costumes and ambrosial scents, heaps of incense powder as high as Mount Meru, and the most excellent of all marvelous arrays. I offer them to you, conquerors. Offerings that are unsurpassed and vast are also directed to all you conquerors. Through the power of faith and perfect conduct, I pay homage to you, conquerors, and make offerings. Whatever not virtuous I have committed with my body, speech, and mind, influenced by attachment, anger, and ignorance, I confess each and every one. I rejoice in the merit of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the 10 directions, of solitary realizers, of hearers still in training, and those beyond, and of all migratory beings. You who are the lamps of the world of the 10 directions, who have attained the desireless state of Buddhahood through the stages of awakening, I beseech all you lords of beings to turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With my palms put together, I pray, those of you who intend to enter Parinirvana, please stay for the happiness and well-being of all migratory beings for aeons as numerous as atoms of the earth. The small amount of virtue that I have accumulated by paying homage, offering, confessing, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, I dedicate all of it for the sake of awakening.
I don't know, because you have moving around in the camera. Somebody moving behind in front of the camera. It'll be okay. It'll be okay soon. Wow. Eminence Garchen Rinpoche. I don't know, bigger yok da var. İşte it's clear. Yeah. Because it's any moving. The camera you have
At the time of your birth, chief of two-legged beings, you took 7 steps on this great earth and declared, I am the most excellent one in this world. I pay homage to you, who even then were wise. You first descended from Tushita heaven and entered your mother's womb at Rajagara. Sage born in the garden of Lumbini, Bhagavan, God of gods, I pay homage to you. In the celestial mansion, you were served by 8 and 4 nursemaids. In the city of Shakya, you enjoyed the pleasures of youth. In the land of Kapalavastu, you married Gopa, one without peer in the 3 worlds. I pay homage to you. After the displays of sadness at the 4 entrances to the city, you shaved off your hair in front of the stupa of absolute purity and practiced asceticism on the banks of the Nairanja. One free from the defect of the two
I don't know what time.
obscurations. I pay homage to
Then
you.
11 and
You
11.
subdued a mad elephant and fresh
Do
breath,
you know
and the
who gonna be
monkeys and
connected?
Vaishali offered you.
I have no idea.
Sage,
I think they should have the
Maha.
they should have the Zoom
One who
information. They have the
illuminates the
Zoom.
light of insight
They should
and
have a Zoom,
wisdom.
yeah.
I pay homage to you. You turned the wheel of Dharma at Varanasi, performed great miracles at Jatavana, and attained Parinirvana at Kushintikara. One whose heart is as profound as space, I pay homage to you. Thus is the Bhagavan, the Lord of the Dharma. By the virtue of this brief praise of your deeds, may the actions of all beings also become like your deeds, Sugata. Tathagata, may I and all beings become just like you, with a body, retinue, lifespan, Buddha field, and excellent name like yours. By the power of praising and supplicating you, may sickness, evil spirits, poverty, and conflict be pacified wherever I and the rest live. And may you make the Dharma and auspiciousness proliferate. May teachers come to the world and the teachings shine like the rays of the sun. May holders of the teachings, disciples, discourses, and practice flourish, and may there be the auspiciousness of the teachings remaining here for a long time.
Lord, did ye then build the wood of one Dagamavye Sikata Gorda Mene Maje Yesu Gorvale
After 6 minutes.
Yawa Sege Damje Zende Goro Zenje Yolopo Lomar Zene Dengre Lomar Zene Oye Benje Doge Malade Unaya Wake Zela Zelo Zene Zonje Yordo Zonje
From one generation is Munindra, the Lord of the Dharma, and his heart is a womb syllable of golden color, surrounded by a Muni mantra placed
She said the
clockwise.
Peter.
From that rays of light radiate,
In all
make
this, yeah, you
offerings to
see
all
the
the
Peter.
conquerors and their children, return and
Okay.
illuminate on all sentient
Peter.
beings in the six realms, thereby freeing them from their sufferings and purifying their karmic obscurations. Then the light rays dissolve into the
Not here.
mantra and the heart of the
Not here, no Peter.
liberation. Once
Maybe
again,
he has
the
not
rays of
joined.
light radiate, allowing the blessings to penetrate my mind and purify the two obscurations, and establishing me in the state of unsurpassed awakening.
No, yes,
Yeah, yeah. Got it? Yes, yes. Did you take it? Okay.
자식들이 그래 도망하다 도망 산지 좀 되게 송지 나나더니 거기 잡이 좀 강해 잡이 그 삼대고 그래 전 고마 좀 이제 산지에 잡지를 주바이 이제 그래 생모바 감성 심지 잡지를 와이 아 고소해
One can hear me. So Rinpoche said, Dashi Dele.
마홍
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Can you can see him?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So Rinpoche said Dashi Dele. And so first I'm offering you this milk that comes from the Buddha's begging bowl. And the Buddha had endured hardships for 3 endless aeons in order to accumulate love. And that is represented by this milk. And I'm offering that to all the higher beings, the Buddhas of the 3 times. And I'm dedicating it to all the sentient beings in the 3 realms of samsara.
They turn on. They have no the.
Can you guys turn off the sound? Thank you. Okay, Drikung.
드지제더니 어더니 그래 주가고 네 죽보르모지 저거 주대 주가고 어더니 지지 섬정고면 드지나 드린 값을 줘봐 그냥 타고니 저게 제조인
Says, thank you, especially thank you to Drupon Rinpoche from the Chicago Center for organizing this Drikung Dharma gathering, this Monlam, on behalf of Lord Thich Sumgön on the special anniversary for Lord Thich Sumgön. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart for welcoming everyone here for this occasion.
근데 내가 당보 지지 섬정고면 납달하고 그래 자바 척자토밖에 롱거 동간에 장신이 명령분 도래 상초 카와지지 작하면서 매연진바 자바 취지지 런치 빠르지사만 용결때 근데 세와 차는 종성 네 사제 척자토에 롱거서 말했지
And so in the beginning, we have to know a little bit about Thich Sumgön's life story. And there is a quote that is a prophecy from the Buddha himself, and it comes from the Sutra of the heart essence of the omniscient Sun. And in there it says, in the northern land of snow, there will appear a guide of beings, a victorious Lord, a Dharma king, known by the name Ratna Shri. Around him will gather tens of millions of Sangha members. So here, Ratna Shri is the reference to Chikden Sumgön.
yang goru mo chi long se ma re goru mo chi kang yo re de de japo ka ya tan yi le so de japo ka tang no bo ka tang de jam bo ji ja ro ji ka tang la go ye je je jar bo so de tin de par ji sa mien de ne sa sha de tam chi ji jong len de ji chak ba re de ji pa ro ne ji ba ji ba 这个身旁帮他做的，我说那个人没去弄，养什么这种嘛，人养龙马不送的，现在呢，多对咱的，咱帮我做学人。
Then there is another prophecy where Guru Rinpoche foretold the appearance of Chikden Sumgön, and that quote or that prophecy is found in the chronicles of the kings, of the Tibetan kings. And the prophecy says, "O Lord King Jisung Detsen, in the northeast of this glorious Samye monastery, in a place known as Dream, a source of Dharma, a Buddha born in the year of the pig, called Ratna Shri, or Rinchen, will appear surrounded by an assembly of 100,000 Nirmanakaya Bodhisattvas." So this is just a brief introduction of some of the prophecies foretelling Chikden Sumgön. Also,
네, 그다, 참하게 막 최근 제일 요래 연단하는 사람 기는 양 가비 로마 막고 요래 대답들랑 도주 요래 되게 잡고서 가리 내가 양다다 그거 야분도 그래서 맞지 본도 되게 뭐 두치지 수분 망보 요래데 내가 하게 되지 참만 담지 도사라들이랑 되게 좋아해 나게 초바도
most of you are aware of this, but I'm an old man, and however, there are a lot of disciples who love me very much and who want to see me and want to hear me speak. And, even though my body is not so good, my mind is very happy. And even though I cannot say much, I want to say a few words and just see everyone, because I know that is also that is also what you would like, and so that is like my offering to you.
그냥 가르쳐봤지 요래 가르쳐봤다 꼰초스는 대바하지마도 쏘시모에 대바도 샘비고 제게리 샘비고 시와들이 가보 샘비 말고 고치나 그렇게 당도 이시스름제 대바서 다음에 대바도 대바 이치제 대바선 뒤고데 제톱고요리 뒤고데 지나더니 라말레 사제구제듯이 제톱고 요래 들이 대외를 들이 대바스 고치를 가르쳐보 요래지.
The most important thing is of faith, devotion in the three jewels, because it's that faith that opens our mind. The first door that must be opened is the door of ignorance. And we open the door through the three kinds of faith: the clear faith, the longing faith, and the trusting faith. So the doors of our mind must be opened through these three kinds of faith. And if you can open your mind with those three kinds of faith, then you will be able to see the Guru as the actual embodiment of all the Buddhas of the three times. So in order to open the doors of our mind, we mainly need to have faith.
그래서 당부 이치가 대바대 다 longer gori, che gori, the long day kai fingers in. When je tomba sanje, young the paper caps, the Gungawala, Gungawa, Nyagi, Maji, Jez, the other Chukatumba Chene, Cholas of a Tonji, your song, Mount Walcom gave it in a turn, 17 Tonji by him, Toma Ranga somebody, then the Toma Sanje, Chepan Meva, Lama gave it in Zachi Atamji, Chepan Meva, Hakosan, the Ning Tawadi, Chichi took it, Sajili Chibili, such a young man, they got long ago, they Yichi Bago Chigari.
The first door is opened through the trusting faith, and the trusting faith, the door of the trusting faith is opened in reliance on the scriptures or the words of the Buddha. So that shows us what are the benefits of the scriptures, of the words of the Buddha. For example, when just before the Buddha himself passed into paranirvana, he said to his disciple Ananda, "Do not be sad, Ananda. I will continue to abide one with the empty Dharmakaya and will manifest as an emanation, emanating as the spiritual masters in the future and continue to act for the benefit of beings." And so therefore, based on this quote comes from the scriptures, which are the actual words of the Buddha, we know that all those very precious lamas, those gurus, are really no different from the Buddha himself, because the Buddha himself foretold that he will appear as those teachers. And when we understand that, then we will be able to cultivate this trusting faith from the bottom of our heart. And there's really no one who wouldn't trust in the Buddha. We would all trust into the Buddha. And so this is how we first open the doors of our mind through the trusting faith, which arises through the scriptures.
Tapi chuko, tapi chukitiri tata, Jepa nam talatini, the lama geviki, Tantamrin, Deba tang, Tata Jopa Tamila, Deba the Yichi, Tamateva Jegorite, Namtar Tame Loco Yore, Teretine, Jegorite Yang, Tata Shena Tata, the Mamprasha Chopa Johnson, to the Longan Sombate, Check Tomba Mare. Ben the Tata and Temba Yardaja Tula, who should make a tongue to Churvala, Drocatula, the Lee, Dragong Tilla, Tatabu Chongtang Botemado, Yogo Marte Yenam, Lombati, make a crignity, Bun Dang Tot Yore, Tata and Pachel, Mergula, Tamati Pati, Ramji, Moram Gotok, which was the tongue to Churvala.
Second faith that we need to give rise to is the longing faith. So those who possess some wisdom, they all want to attain liberation. There's no one who wouldn't want to attain liberation, and no one who would want to take birth in the three lower realms. Anyone with some intelligence would not want that. And many want to understand karma. And to really understand that, we need the holy Dharma. And to understand the Dharma, we first read the life stories of the holy masters, those who were alive and also those who are alive right now. And when we hear about their stories of what they did in this world, through that, a clear faith arises, inspiration arises. And many of you are reading many of those life stories, so you know about them. But so here from that prophecy we just mentioned, that's just one example. So in that prophecy, it says they will gather tens of millions of members of Sanghas around him, or his assembly of 100,000 bodhisattvas will gather around him. So there was this prophecy, and these words are not empty. We can see now in this world how these teachings are still flourishing. We can directly see that, for example, when we look to Drikung Til, right now we only have His Holiness Chungsang Rinpoche presiding over the ceremonies there. And at one time when we held such a prayer festival in Drikung Til, and he was there, the entire place was filled with people. It is said that 700,000 people have gathered for this prayer festival. And that just naturally shows us that the power of aspiration and inspiration, and how the inspired or a clear faith arises in the minds of so many people, according to that prophecy.
你当时把这个用的通过用的上街他们这个各送托甚至能力送的用的钱，送的用的钱我的送的托用的送给用的了，对呢，这里托甚至他们这个看的事情不참네，这里甚至他们这上街都不要来送托的杂些没来是，托的这里在搞到。 他他们的了，但咱们人也大过，大出公话结巴当这里这些地没行不，菜用了动物吃吧，大对吧，两只人对吧，但咱们人都差个人，这也没这里他妈一起对吧，切入着有的哦，这里当对吧送啊。
Clear faith arises when we see the qualities, when we see the qualities of the Buddha's enlightened body, speech, and mind. And within the body, speech, and mind, the speech has a greater quality, because it is through the speech that we come to understand the mind. So through the speech, we understand that all sentient beings possess Buddha nature. They are pervaded by Buddha nature. They possess the cause of Buddhahood. And therefore, through the speech, we understand that the mind that is most precious. And then where can we find that, this speech? So in this world, in our tradition, there is the teachings of the Gongchik, which is like the sun and the moon illuminating the world. And then there's the essence of the Mahayana teachings. And on all of these teachings, these words are very concise in words, but complete in meaning and practical in terms of actual application. And these are teachings that have spread everywhere in the world. And by hearing about these teachings, trust and faith arises within us.
They matter to the shaking about the Saje Kopang, top Tokumado, that don't need the same G the cheese, so that don't need the pay Yapori, so the leader of Topo Samana, don't need the Yapori, don't need the Yapor, don't have the one Marietti, don't have the Papa dogs. Oh, the dealer take a certain young, the what church of the don't have the Papa Takado. They let you so got that don't have gas at the edge. Oh, 他这里这么大把的，这话钱忙不了东西，用我的这东西嘞，这东西的多个头，哦，这钱忙不，你从多为得有奖，我那话咱们用从老个那这上头，这个他们这点呢，这里进去点中国，我是这里靠个刚才那啥个，刚才用啊，咱们啥话，这用啊的，一直靠上街，我是这里上街光帮了陪吧。 人些东西吧，各这这个人拿他的店里，这里上街用的空了就吧，这两个去接送的，这里这边这里他大陆给了他给他些，对我们说的人说马上去了，这两个你的说过上，这里他们啊家的高头，这那个需要人子。
And it is through the Buddha's speech, through the enlightenment speech, that I have actually gained the best experience in my life. That comes from having read the life stories of masters such as Lord Jigten Sumgön. When I read Lord Jigten Sumgön's life story, for example, I read how he actually endured a lot of great suffering. He fell ill with leprosy, which was the worst disease one could have at that time. And even though it was the worst thing that could happen to one, he actually regarded it like medicine. He saw it as a purification of negative karma. And also when I came across Milarepa's life story, I read about the many hardships that Milarepa had endured for the sake of the Dharma, because he had realized that if I do not endure these hardships for the Dharma now, I will have to take birth in the 3 lower realms. And even the 3 lower realms, he saw as more like a hospital, a place to heal, a place where you get better. And so when I saw these life stories of Jigten Sumgön and Milarepa and so on, I realized through these stories that actually all the suffering of the 3 lower realms is not necessarily just bad. It is just a manifestation of the 3 poisons, the afflictive emotions of hatred, attachment, and ignorance. And actually, it is very precious. It is very good, because if that is not experienced, then negative karma is not purified. And for as long as karma is not purified, there's no way I can ever attain the state of enlightenment. And so therefore, suffering, I see that really as a good thing, as something that's meaningful, because it's what will bring me to enlightenment. And that is what I want to pass on to you, my friends. I really wanted to instill that in you, that suffering is not a bad thing. It's actually a good thing, because it purifies the karma that we have to purify in order to attain enlightenment. Because when we experience happiness and all is good, then that's the time actually where we accumulate negative karma, and that will lead to just more suffering. So if you ask me what I prefer, happiness or suffering, it would be suffering, because this is what will bring me to enlightenment and purify my negative karma. And that is really what I have found in this lifetime, the most precious thing, because it is also said in the scriptures that the suffering we experience now in this life, in this human life, purifies a great deal of negative karma. In one quote in the scriptures, it says that a single headache can purify the negativity, the negative karma that would otherwise lead to birth in the 3 lower realms. So if all goes well, then we are actually just creating more causes for suffering in the future, and then it will only get worse from there on. If we use this human life to purify our negative karma, there's a lot of negative karma that we can purify. And so that is the experience or the kind of insight that I have gained by looking at the life stories of Jigten Sungön and so forth, who by reading of how he had overcome the suffering of disease and how he, in one lifetime, despite all of that, became an actual Buddha in this very lifetime. And then having become a Buddha, how he then acted extensively for the benefit of so many sentient beings, and all that in one single lifetime. He has acquired all the qualities of a Buddha. And I fully trust in that by just having read that life story. So that is really what I wanted to share. I'm an old man now, and I cannot speak too much, but I know many of my disciples love me very much, and I love them. And also I want to see everyone. I know everyone wanted to see me, and that is really something I wanted to kind of place into your mind, so it really stays in your mind. And that's what I wanted to mention to you today.
Tēlā tīni tīni ngō kamsum semki sāyīn jāng sāngkī gōmpāng madhūri chikchā yō mārī tē dhaba tāp tē kārī rē tīna tīni tāwa dēshī kīmbō sācā chibō rē tī sācā chibō tē tāwa tē jī mārā rī pē sōng nē tāwa lōng rīk tāng rē wā jī jī tē chē sōng rē tīni kārī kē kō rē tāwa tāp chū gōmpā chikpā rī chik tā tē ngī ā tī Longritan Dragona, the Tapu Company was stopped the Yorma long tapsi, Saji Karotina, Yore, Teletini, three company of Yonta Deva Aston, three Ranak afternoon, the Pata Muritan Deva, the Vete Kichimo Yore, Teletati going in and tell Tatati, Tapu Company Pandela, Madri Chupon Jesse, Saji the Partik, Sonore, Dito Yore, three Tartan born Madro. Derang Rojang Nana Sajid of a tap Le Lao Cha de Yore, Loretta Jenagana, the Rita to go back to Wall, Yanda on the Zay, Tata, Eugene Majamtin, Lama Gavish, some Song Yore, didn't Kiji Majamtin, Colma Besuma, just a sourdough, 3 times theatre in Yavin Namata, 3 actually, Naya, death of the Jaki Chiboyore, oh yeah, Loretta Jeva, Trinagaritana, some Yogi, three Chamala Cosisha, three Tata, to cheese about the Hajasashibori. Also, drunk again, or injected to go to Chile, summer roxing away. Or Numa was all alone, Chilam Jatu Chini to some of the table, Mohitili Yori. Didri to see can't summon that Chocoyo, Arizona. To see Jika to get out of me, same eat cocktail around get out of it, get out of it, the Lama Gavin to see by Captain Yorchibo Yore, the Rita Tandana, to see the old Saman Sokoyore, and Tokyo, that you can on to get out to the girl, the man get up, say, be Kachimbo Yore, 3 Dobas, Katomasu, the Tardana, the Kings of John Dinana, oh, yeah, Jack, Chatu, Jigla. Dobasona, Pino song, Drupon gave you the song. The other people said that they Chabda don't take it. Don't simply take Tavilla and drop a tactic, lay lavo, Ravis about it. These are the 3 to talk the Kelegate Tigger. This is how they totally Yawash. The lead, they be bought your lumbership. Did you Saturday or a chap? They be Jim down out on your budget, in my own neighbor, I show you.
Any sentient being throughout the 3 realms of samsara would want to attain enlightenment. There's no one who wouldn't want that. And then what is the method to accomplish that? It is the view of Mahamudra, which is seeing one's Buddha nature. When Milarepa explained the view, he said that the view must be adorned with the scriptures, the quotations and the scriptures of the words of the Buddha. And how can our view then become adorned with the scriptures? You can just listen to teachings on the Gongchik, and because everything that the Buddha had spoken, had taught, is contained within the Gongchik. And if you study and learn the Gongchik, then your view really becomes adorned with the scriptures, because everything is contained. And then Milarepa said, and meditation must be combined with experience. So it must become a personal practice, means it has to become a personal experience. And the experience is gained by giving rise to faith and devotion first. That's most important. And in the Gongchik, it says that all of the 84,000 Dharma teachings are a single method for attaining Buddhahood. So there's actually no need to go far. If you like to rely on the scriptures, if you like to study, then that is an easy method. If you just you study the Gongchik, you listen to teachings on the Gongchik or read the Gongchik. And many masters nowadays are giving teachings on the Gongchik. For example, Khenchen Nima Yamsen in particular, his teachings on the Gongchik are very clear. And so keep that in mind, and also always ask questions. Asking questions to your teachers is very important. And so then this is how your view becomes adorned with the scriptures. So now for today, I stopped the teachings. I'm here, but I just wanted to say these words because everyone wanted to hear me. And it's also a very special occasion, a holy day. And in the Drikung Kagyu lineage, we consider this a holy day. We all say that, oh, this is Lord Jigten Sumgön's anniversary. And if a similar celebration takes place in the Nyingma lineage, then it is to commemorate Longchen Rabcham. The main point is that on those special days, faith and devotion arises within us. And it is significant because, especially because we are all getting together and practice on that day. So all the Drikung centers, like in Arizona and so forth, we are all joining together. We are all holding the Monlam all together at the same time. And this is how it goes on for this specific time, day and night. And therefore, even at night, we are accumulating great merit. And so therefore, if on such a day, we get together with precious masters to all together with the same intention, the same with one mind, to pray, engage in such a ceremony, then that multiplies the virtue that we accumulate during that time. And because of all of us coming together and joining our intent into one, during those times, virtue and non-virtue become more powerful. So it is a very significant time. And also, it is similar to in the Kadampa tradition, we hold a Sojong vow and the one-day Mahayana vow. It is said that, and that was actually a Drupon Geshe who taught me about the benefits of the Sojong vows. He said that any duration you take the vow for, be it one day or even just 1 hour, and take that vow for that time, and for that time it will be very beneficial. Any amount of time will be very beneficial. That is also why we have announced the benefits of the Sojong vows widely. It's another very simple method to attain a state of liberation. It's also one of the activities of all the Dharma centers. So also keep that in mind. And again, I'm very happy to see all of my disciples and now to practice together with you so that is all I wanted to mention today.
That's all.
So?
Oh, the leader again. Got you to run the bala. Ning dam no she had you. The leader Tang do each some good tebanani. Duba tebate, Makira Tamara, you already. Do look cheaper chipoting dog, ragging your young Jena. The little do look the subject on world no. Take architecture do you, Teresa Yoga. Can't read dinner. Tata was a dominate Chakare song there. They were dominate Riad Major Namijena. Ma something Namijero. The Mama some chicken you my Ma something. Ma ship and not to keep with it. Kova, Toma, maybe Bachati. Man's the mother reader. They tablet creativity. Can't read the card of dinner. Not the district Jimbo reader. Same district Jimbo, Simo she didn't. District Jimbo the Hawk or some. There is Sangha reader. District Jimbo the Sangha Tamji Jimbo, Marshall and Ari and she's from the near of the Hawk or some. Sangha reader, they did a catch about the house.
Actually, there's one more really hard advice I would like to give you, Dharma friends. And so that is about the three kinds of faith: the clear faith, longing faith, and trusting faith. So among these three kinds of faith, most possess a longing faith. But in my experience, there's a difference when it comes to the kind of longing. And the difference is determined by the strength of one's bodhicitta, one's motivation. So we, as a practitioner, we all say, may be free from suffering and have happiness. And of course, everyone, also practitioners, nobody wants to experience suffering, and everyone practices with a thought of me. There's a sense of I. And it's that thought of I, that me, that is the imprint that we have carried with us since beginningless time. So what is a skillful means of finding your true nature? It is to ask, where is this I? Actually, what we call the I is really our Buddha nature in disguise. It isn't. Buddha nature is nothing than your own mind. That's your Buddha nature, the Buddha within you. If you recognize it, that's what it is. And for most people, it is just seen as this I. But that same mind that thinks I, that I actually, when you look at it, when you understand it, actually itself is the Buddha, what we call Buddha nature.
That's why. Oh, Teresa, I'm seeing that do, I'm seeing so you oh, yeah. So how the teen times, Tommy, do my tongue to try the Lions Bandi, Lions and Bandi, Ben the scenes which I am not thought to come with. Da got it dinner. Mama de took in 10 company Japan the sea jabjare. Sajati same tea tamti lute tolemele. Septi matter town, Lunti or Namanato lane, the Septa Ngadi Tortum dog. The lead there carried Sa took 7 so there. The regime pig law that order to let our order. They can't have cause the Rangidi. Tapti Trump or Jang than a pebble. I don't know Ngachö Lamni. Such a thing by a penny, Monlam should. Oh, same thing a pin by oh, say, Monlam take to put Yapson. Tate carries or let out of the song. Mari de Samno Tondi Dunga is of Kare Chena, Yin Pin, Zobosaji, Yin Pin, Semne Tonson, Chamagatini, Lekala Sohatana, Ben Natan, Chun Nata de Baina, Nata Chago, Nata the Chago sorting de Madrid. Safety Tamsin Nasa de Yori, Safety Tamsin Nasa the Chagostan, 3 Chang Nasa Charlie Bingo, Nasa Java and Genius song to Lebacha, teacher song to the double year Pingo, some of the Zob Sanji, Jimmy, Sam and Chonso, Lani Sodim and somebody. Very like a Depan, Donge Karina, Donge Yo Caps, Ma Donge, Chilin Masan, Safety Tamsin Donge de Yoris. They may buy who, some details may buy water. They know that the little the depth, not data, something part or your even. Not a picture, then please talk you and younger young Yori. They have been young Chimbory, Dr. Toronto, what is it? Monanta, there's some of Mambo Tane, they send a course on. The security, so check, Lega Caricina, that control so I don't know your marriage. They are legis and drowned already, Pimba your. Pimpa may vatica, legis and drowned already. They can lay sound already. Then I was sound at any. 17 Tamil Pingo, they buy 17 Tamil never taught of. Not by all the 17 Tamil so charge was. There was some. Don't get chipper carina, 17 Tamil that was the way by show something. They can win a pink of the yen pink of the down in Mola. Take a daily pink or 3 on the that's what you body do. So if you rig the way song tailor, 3 things I buy a job, they hear, there's some just a show a lot of it, or yeah, they come to party, some say, didn't some of them. Dollar Mona Careta, San, that some Mona Matabla, 3 in a pink and dog. San Mona Tabla take a Pinuya check and dog, or 3 days, like a young share.
It is said that the actual true demon and the true evil or demon that we must rid ourselves from is grasping at a self. And that is also mentioned in the Vajrayana Drupon liturgies. It always begins with a liberation of an enemy that actually is one's own self-grasp. And how can we destroy this enemy of self-grasping? It is not easily destroyed. Even a nuclear bomb, an atomic bomb, cannot destroy it. For example, in the past, a nuclear bomb was dropped on Japan, and it took many lives with it, but it just took bodies and not the mind. The mind of all these people and beings took birth again in another body. So even that could not destroy or kind of interrupt that pattern. So the weapon or the force that can destroy that pattern of self-grasping is only bodhicitta. Actually, the altruistic mind can easily destroy it. That's an experience I have also gained directly from His Eminence Drikung Rinpoche. And when he was here, I requested him, I said, Rinpoche, please say a prayer, give me an aspiration, a prayer that will benefit the Buddha's teachings. In a way, for me, a prayer, a kind of your blessing to benefit the Buddha's teachings. And all he said was, go and benefit sentient beings. So may all beings be benefited. That's all he said. And now hearing that made it sound like it's very simple. Just go and benefit sentient beings. I was really thinking about what Drupon Rinpoche had told me, and I really gained an insight into how profound that actually was. Not that simple. It is just as it is said in the 37 practices. All suffering, without exception, comes from wishing for one's own happiness. The perfect Buddhas arise from the altruistic mind. No matter what you do with body, speech, and mind, even if you practice the Dharma and supplicate, it is always about what is the motivation behind it. Is it the wish for my own happiness or the wish for sentient beings' happiness? So, for example, if you have a problem or you are sick, normally you would think that I want to get better. I want to heal from that. So there's a me, there's an intention of me there. So the skillful method here is don't think of you, but think of sentient beings. Think that may all sentient beings who have that kind of sickness get better, be healed from their sickness. Then you will also get better together with them. It is that me, this grasping at me, whenever we experience a problem or suffering or sickness, that is the karma, the karmic imprint that we're bringing with us continuously. And the only way to get rid of it is if we stop thinking about me, but we're thinking instead of others. Perfect Buddhas arise from the altruistic mind. So whenever you experience any kind of suffering, such as sickness and so forth, don't think this is my suffering. I have so much suffering. Don't think me, but think all sentient beings have suffering, and may they all be free from that kind of suffering. That way you are purifying all your obscurations and self-grasping, and together with all sentient beings. So the moment you think, even if you do something good, but if you think that may that help me in some way, it's almost like you're taking medicine and poison together. So that is really how I understood Drupon Rinpoche's prayer for me. And I really thought about it a lot, and this is the experience that I have gained. And this is really the best advice, no matter, after I heard that and I really understood what he meant, afterwards, whatever I did, any activity like praying, supplicating to the 3 jewels, I knew that if I think in the right way of think of others, then that will not be mistaken. And apart from that, everything follows karma. So even if we make prayers, often we find that it may not help. And that's because in the end, everything follows karma, and we have to purify our karma. And the best way to do it is by cultivating an altruistic mind. So when you find yourself sick, think that may all beings be free from sickness. Or if you find yourself poor, think that may all sentient beings find abundance and wealth. So whatever suffering it is, whether it is large or small, don't think of me, but think may all beings be free from that kind of suffering. And that will become the actual antidote to self-grasping. That is also why I encourage everyone to recite the Bodhicharya Vatara Shantideva dedication prayer, because that prayer lists the various kinds of sufferings of sentient beings. And that is very significant. We should be aware of it. That is why I printed that text and also added an image of Shantideva and so on. So everyone has it, because it's important to think in this way according to that prayer. And especially also now during a Monlam, when you are making these deliberate prayers, don't think of me when you make these prayers, but think of others. If you think of yourself, of me, then there will always be both benefit but also fault. So that is what I wanted to share with you.
Teresa da la gong ham de je ba ka su yang de cha ma ge de nga cha ga de zuo ren zhe ge yo le cha ga de zuo ren zhe de la su nem to ge yo le je ya de da da ma da jian zhe la shi de han zhe da guo lo na zhe li nga de le ying zhe da a chong de ye da dang de ya zhen zhan ma li 变了说吧，去的地方呢，啊，从这 马切把的有这一那样嘛没说，这里咋真正有没办法叫的做什么样把这呀？这个节目里头这里，这样的什么样把这讲过去，的确的这里，俺考的这话呢，俺考种种的，这还讲种种，这的之前没办过呢，这什么样事里头这里这里，真正有没这样大的，什么这是吧？那就这做的。生况上结果诶，上结你这个这么大个哟嘞，这里头啊，没把光这的做了一下子，这两种做嘞，这他妈那个没啥子的学的。
When we engage in recitation, accumulations such as mantra accumulations, often people focus mainly on the numbers of accumulations, number of mantras accumulated. And of course, by accumulating mantra, you are just by itself, you're accumulating merit. But it makes a difference how you accumulate mantra. So it is said that whether the recitation is pure or impure makes 100-fold difference. So if it is clear, pure as in clearly pronounced, multiplies the benefit 100 times. And so clear here means to pronounce it, the way it should be pronounced. For example, there is the Ngachö, which is like the diacritical mark on top of the A, that line that elongates the sound, like in svabhava. So you would actually not just say svabhava, but svabhava. So you elongate the sound. So there's or you aspirate when there should be an aspiration and so on. So if you recite the mantra properly without omitting or kind of neglecting the proper pronunciation, then that multiplies the benefit 100 times. And then it is said that samadhi or concentration multiplies the benefit by 100,000 times. And so that mainly means a single pointed state of non-distraction, an undistracted mind. To develop an undistracted mind, we visualize the mantra garland at the navel, very small and turning ceaselessly. And the purpose of visualizing this garland is so that the mind remains focused without distraction, because one pointed samadhi, a concentrated mind, multiplies the effect of the recitation by 100,000 times. And it's mainly the mind that has to become a Buddha. And to become a Buddha, the mind has to become free of the stains of dualistic grasp. And that is achieved by training the mind. And we train the mind, from my own experience, mainly through these focused visualizations. So that is another mandala I'm offering to you.
Today, talk that our Roma chapter and young driver Hamachivati, Tonda Chimbo, Dog, Sami, Kualang Sona, Kami Dinny, Dreamer Hamati, Trishide, Shirapte, Trishi Shirabi Yenatini, Shirapte, Chuka Yum Chimori, Roma chapter Mentona, Machiva me between Nason. Junche me pa namkada jam de yore, the raga tree the Krishibore, raga trina, the raga tree, the shaking body, tree unity, young Chukayam Chimola, Devacha, they don't thought the Chukayam Chimonana, raga draw yore, they are created on so the young Chimelamode, Hatan Karchimbore, Sha, the Ringa Chimata. Roma chapter de hata sa chimbotinani jevate yum trebelamode mo jonge lani sodumenani donna katjurate jed tinta shigi shita yum trebelamota chuko koza motetme mo chiparan rodo tikola sabe dolen na te yamne chen laport Roma chapter mate 하자는 사치 버려서 랑냠이나 대배 편용 chen 버려서 들이 두지지.
And so lastly, finally, I wanted to mention one line from the 7 verses of supplication to Tara for protection. And that is that verse of the mother goddess of mindfulness. That's a very, very important verse. You should all understand. So this mother goddess of mindfulness is your own mindfulness. Your own mindfulness is wisdom. And that wisdom is the Dharmakaya of Great Mother. So in the 7 verses to Tara, it is referred to as the Dharmakaya Mother mind is referred to as the unborn Dharmadhatu Mother. And that means that the unborn mother, the Dharmakaya, dwells in space continuously. And it is nothing other but your own mindfulness. So to see it, you have to be mindful of it. If you're mindful of your true nature, your mind, what this mindfulness sees is your own Buddha nature. That is to be mindful of yourself. And then that is how you connect to the Dharmakaya Great Mother. That is how you see your true nature. So that your true nature is to find the Great Mother within yourself by being mindful of your mind. So that is really what's most important. And that shall be my last words for today. So those 7 verses of supplication to Tara are truly very precious, and I'm speaking from my own personal experience. And in particular, that verse about the Mother Goddess of mindfulness, because that is really the teaching that shows you directly the ultimate result, or the fruition, your true nature. It is also referenced in the 37 practices, in verse number 36. In brief, in whatever you do, you have to be mindful. Know whatever you do, be mindful and aware. Mindfulness is the Great Mother, the Dharmakaya, or the Dharmakaya Samantabhadra. All these have one and the same essence. And that's another thing that I encourage you to discuss with each other and apply it to your practice. So that I wanted to share that because to me, it has become a very important part of my own practice. To reflect in this way has helped my own practice the most. And that is why I wanted to share it with you. So thank you very much.
Chicago drone 가지고 주대 그는 디바 참아라더니 그 감상 빈디 저거 띠지 뭐 띠마요는 내봐 띠마도 몇개나 그렇게 양치 띠저지 I one in Chicago, the Dharma community gathering in the Drikung community in Chicago, and all the Sangha members. I wish you a long life, and may the teachings, the only source of benefit and happiness, prevail, and may the Buddha's teachings endure, and may the lives of those upholding the teachings be long.
Thank you, Rinpoche. Welcome here to Chicago. We welcome you with hearts of faith and devotion. Thank you for your teachings. On behalf of Drupon, Rinchen, Dorjee, and Chicago Ratna, Shri, please be with us. And thank you for all of your teachings to guide us on the path. Please increase our bodhicitta and bless our minds to achieve awakening. Thank you, Rinpoche. Oh, Rinpoche, we offer you these katas, and we offer you the traditional gifts of Mongolian milk and sampa and rice. Thank you, Rinpoche. offer kappa, if you would like to come and offer kappa.
Number 34.
The French generation Bhagavan, the Lord of the Dharma, melts into light and dissolves into the Muni mantra circle, which then dissolves into the Mom syllable. As the Mom syllable dissolves into the spot between my eyebrows, my body, speech, and mind become inseparable from the body, speech, and mind of the conqueror.
Thanks. 34.
And 52.
In the teaching of the great Drikung Ratna Shri, the master of interdependent abiding, the Dharma Lord who sees and knows all objects of knowledge, we have held through teaching, practice, hearing, reflection, and meditation until the end of cyclic existence. Pure in thought, accordance with Buddha's words, showing the unmistaken path, accomplishing all virtues, protector of the 10 grounds, may the teachings of the Drupon Rinchen spread and abide for a long time.
Presently, Arimade Mamboje, and that's Richie already. And also, the Kalimon at Richie and it was, or Chance Mad and your own phone, Messi can't own the Richie. Today, Mima must hold so young. That is take on the I want to challenge more shit as a man and with the owner. Then I will book up space. You take one university.
So Rinpoche would just like to make the announcement that we have a really wonderful skilled Tibetan doctor here, Dr. Karma, who has brought special medicines, Tibetan medicine with him. And he is offering for anybody who would like to receive a consultation or would like to purchase medicine, Tibetan medicine, for yourself or for somebody that you know who would like some or need some. So he's over here raising his hand, and he graduated from the Tibetan, received a diploma from Tibetan Minsi Kong. And he's really for many years been practicing Tibetan medicine and came with Drupon Rinpoche from Tibet. They traveled here together to or outside of Tibet. So if you would like to, you can see Drupon Rinpoche or Parma, you see him there. So please let him know if you would like to see him or see medicine, or Elizabeth, Umse Elizabeth.
Okay. His morning's part is completed. Take lunch break. Is that afternoon what time? 2 o'clock. Yeah, afternoon we have a talk, festival, yoga, and other prayers.
Back at 2 o'clock. Thank you. Thank you so much. Once it's